Hi guys! Typically we come out a lot during high tide because we have that nice clean ocean water coming through. But today, mainly because the ocean is a little rough and it's a little murky, I'm out here during low tide checking out kind of a different world where you have all these nice little sandbars coming out and shallower water. So we'll see what we can find. Life on a sandbar. However, the tide's coming in, so I can't stay too long. Red mangroves are really known for their prop roots and drop roots that walk out into the water. It's kind of why they're known as the walking tree. And here during low tide, you can really see how extensive they are. This is a clip from a high tide day. You can tell the clear water. And you can see all of the fish hiding among the mangroves, including some snapper, which are actually going after smaller fish. During low tide, all these fish have to go out into the flats, into the deeper water. You can tell this mangrove island is relatively thin, but it's still growing and adding sediment as trees begin to get more mature. It all starts with this, a propagule. This happens to be the germinated seed of a red mangrove, and they float in the water for up to about 15 days before they finally start rooting and sprouting leaves. And eventually, they can begin to trap sediment and form their own little mangrove islands. Of course, one of the most important functions of mangroves is to protect the shoreline. They're far better than seawalls because they absorb the wave energy that comes in and help trap sediments rather than causing more erosion. That's why a lot of boaters will actually tie their boats up into the mangroves down in the Florida Keys when a hurricane comes. Sadly, I never seem to go out in the water without finding plastic and having to remove trash. Plastic like this can cause serious problems and even death for some of our local marine life and species, including some of our birds. Here's a little blue heron perched on one of the mangroves. Just below the surface, I found a tube worm. This is Catopteryx, also known as the parchment tube worm. These worms form a U-shaped tube. One end intakes water, the other expels water. They use paddle-like body parts to create a flow through their tube. This allows them to filter feed. So here's one end, and there is the other end of the tube. Estuaries are known for seagrasses. This is Haliduli wrightii, also known as shoal grass. It's particularly easy to identify during low tide because this is one of the species of seagrasses that can handle being exposed to the air for a little while. I found a few pieces of the three major seagrasses found here in Florida. First is turtlegrass, and turtlegrass is known for that very big wide blade. Meanwhile, shoal grass, which we've already taken a look at, is flat as well, but it's much thinner. The third type of grass is really distinctive because it is like spaghetti. If you roll it in your fingers, the blades are round. Both manatee grass and turtlegrass tend to be found in deeper waters because they can't be exposed to air for very long, and they like higher salinity. In a few inches of water, I thought I found a little hawkwing conch, but when I brought it to the surface, I found out it wasn't alive anymore. Even so, these conch shells can be very important to the hermit crabs that live in the area, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back so a hermit crab can find a home one day. Well, it looks like the tide is starting to creep back up on me. So, what about your local area? Have you ever been in low tide areas and found interesting things? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, click that like button and subscribe for more content.